Yes, welcome back to the SA Sports Show. Time to talk a little bit of dragon boat racing, Mark. Now, I don't know whether you've ever jumped in a boat or anything like that. Have you ever done anything like that?
Never.
Never.
But I get the feeling that I might be doing it after this.
Yeah, you just might be too, because we've got a couple of guests with us, Ellen and Cassidy. Now, Cass, we've had you in before.
You have, yes, I've been here.
And I think it was just before you went away, in fact.
Yeah, it was just before I found out that I'd entered into the Australian champion or Australian team for the world competition that I just came back from.
From where?
Thailand.
In Thailand, okay. So I'm interested in this sport because I really want to know how this all happened, because you're a couple of youngsters here. We really want to know how dragon boat racing became your sport, because most kids would play, well, I'm not, I'm probably too old to not say this, but it'd be cricket and footy and netball and these sorts of things. So let's start with you, Ellen. How did this all happen for you?
Well, when we recently came back to Australia, my dad stayed with a lady who was doing the sport herself, and then when we all came into Australia, he decided that we should all come and try, and then it was so much fun that we just stuck with it.
Yeah. So it was Dad, an influence from Dad, really, that got you into it. You enjoy it. You obviously do, because you're heavily involved in it. But it just seems like a sport that takes a lot of power, a lot of training to get involved in. Yeah.
It's, for me, it's a lot of fun because it's a family sport. It's a team sport.
Yeah.
You do need a certain amount of people in the boat to drive it forward, and all these people, because you're all working together, it's just gives you a new bond, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Cassidy? What's the attraction for you?
I've actually done a couple of other team sports like cricket and footy and stuff like that, but as I got older, didn't really connect with me. But I've done some other sports like swimming and all that, but I find that this sport, there's just a certain thing about it that when you're working together in sync with the other 20 or 10 people in the boat, it's magical. And if you are a good crew, you can make the boat fly.
Well said, mate. That's a question I was going to ask you there, because it would have to be absolute teamwork for you to do anything at all. You got one person in that boat that is not in sync, or is having a day off, or not well, or whatever, then you lose. It's as simple as that.
It is, yeah. Because with other sports like cricket and footy, the players are part of a team, but they play individually. They're all thinking about what they're going to do for the team, but they're going to set a goal. They're the only one who can kick it. Yeah. With a dragon boat, if you have one person that's not following and doing everything, everyone's doing everything at the same time. Whereas other sports, you don't really get that.
I can see where you're heading.
They've got to be in sync.
You've got to be in sync, yeah. Otherwise, how did we go in Thailand?
I think we did pretty well. We did some 2K racing. Those are the longest. We did some 1K and 500 and 200 metre races. Yeah. We beat USA and Canada in the 200 or the 2K race. Yeah. So we got a second on there. Then all the other races, we came third.
You're up there, yeah, up there. That's interesting.
Barry mentioned fitness. How fit do you need to be, and what sort of things do you do to keep fit?
You need to have a certain amount of stamina. You need to, because to get into the camp and to get into the team, you need to be able to do a certain amount of things like push-ups, sit-ups, and you need to be able to do chin-ups, and it's very hard.
You brought your coach in.
That counts us out.
That get well out. Well out. Brought your coach in with you. How tough? How tough is he?
Well, as tough as... Well, he tells us how to paddle, but we've got to be in charge of our own fitness. So if we want to not feel as tired after doing a 2-kilometre race, we might do we'll go for runs, or do some stamina work and other things like that. But a lot of it, with the shorter races, it's explosive power. Yeah, okay. So like with those chin-ups, fast up, slow down, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So run me through a week. Run me through a week, say, leading up to a tournament like Thailand. Run me through a week for you.
So Monday, I actually do gymnastics as well. So I'm training there. Tuesday is my day off. Wednesday, gymnastics. Thursday, paddling. Friday, gymnastics. Saturday, double session paddling. and then Sunday a session paddling.
And Ellen?
I'm not as outgoing as he is. I do the normal training sessions in the week, and then I do gym, and then I've been thinking of getting back into running, but all in good time.
You're thinking of getting back into running? And I've been thinking about it for 40 years. Sure.
It's a spectacular sport because
Yeah,
the boats, you've got the dragon tail at the back and the dragon head at the front, haven't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
So
30 metres.
that in itself looks spectacular when they're
Yeah,
racing.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And we've got something coming up on the Torrens again. We're going to do some racing down there.
Yeah,
aren't we?
the Ausasia Festival's happening a couple of weeks, maybe a month, I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
that's coming up. Also the Masters Games
Yeah.
starting this Friday.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competitors in that.
And where do they race?
I'm not too sure really,
Yeah.
but I know that there's more than last time, and hopefully that's the same for the years to come.
I think there were 600 in the team last time, Baz, and now there's 1,000. So that
Wow.
interest is increasing all the time.
I was going to ask that question because you got into it with a come and try or have a crack program or whatever, which encourages people to just come down and jump in the boat and see how they go, basically. Does that still operate, that come and try?
Yeah, so in the school holiday sessions, or there are holiday sessions where kids can come on down and give it a shot. Otherwise, on the weekends, there's sessions as well with our club, ACDC.
Yeah.
Our club's the only club with a junior team,
Which is where?
ACDC, and we train down at West Lakes.
Yep. Okay.
So since I've paddled with other kids from other states, in Sydney there's about 3 or 4 clubs that have a couple hundred kids.
Yeah.
And so they're really good, but we've only got maybe 10 kids, and it's good to have more kids because then we can have a 20s boat instead of racing 10s boat.
Yeah.
And then we can have 2 boats racing each other, and that pushes each other to work harder. And when you have a really, really good team and really powerful team,
Yeah.
in a junior competition that can maybe even best some of the senior crews,
Oh, yeah, okay.
it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
More motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a go at your mate? Well, not have a go at your mates, but do you try and encourage your mates to come along and have a crack at this? And what's their reaction to you?
Well, because I do gym and I've been, going through this journey with the Auroras and the Thailand, they've kind of been bystanders to my journey. So on the
Okay.
weekend, actually, I decided to invite a couple of them down
Yeah.
and to give them a shot at it because, they might like it and be able to participate in something similar like what I did.
Yeah.
They had a lot of fun and might come back and try it again. So.
Well, listen, thanks for coming in, guys. Really appreciate it.
Great advertisement for the sport, aren't they?
They are. They speak very well. Good luck in the future with it. It's a sport that intrigues me a little bit, and it always has. But if I want to really know all about it, I need to get down to the Torrens and have a look at you guys going for it. We really appreciate you coming in. Good luck in the future. Let's hope Australia can get itself up the top, right up the top in Dragon Boat. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That's the plan.
Good on you
Thanks for coming
guys.
in, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll be back with more in just a moment.